Hi everyone, this is Frances. I'm going to show you how I put together my party favors. I've got a brown bag and I've got water bottle, I've got a Pringles can, Doritos, a fruit juice, applesauce, a bar. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And of course, I'm going to need some basic supplies like scissors or paper trimmer. I'm going to need pinking shears. Those are the ones that are like shape that you use for like, I know scrapbookers have them as well that has like different zigzags shapes to it. And pinking shears are known also in the sewing department in your craft store for fabric. And you're going to need, of course, your treats. You're going to need your crimping tool. Okay, so you can manually do, you just hold everything down, clamp, and do that. And of course, you're going to need your bag or whatever you're going to use, whether it's a bag or a box. You're going to need adhesive, double-sided tape, or you can use a hot glue gun or a combination of both. I'm going to use both just so that you can see how to use both. Let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start off by, one of the first things I like to do is, before I print anything out, is I like to get my measuring tape or a ruler and just measure it down. This one is actually an 8 by 10. So what I did is I went into Canva and I resized it and put like 8.1 and 10.1. So that way I can cut down this so it can fit perfectly onto my bag. So that just makes things a little bit easier. And I did print this on sticker paper. Now for the potato chip bag is the only one I really tend to, potato chip and even the snack bag, the bars like the Rice Krispies, you can use brochure paper. They're very lightweight and you can do photo quality. Since I ran out of that, I did it on sticker paper, but that's okay. The concept is going to be the exact same way. So let's get started. This is probably one of the easiest parts. So let's do the bag. I'm going to use my paper trimmer for this one. And for me, it's okay to have a little bit of border around the bag, but that's a personal preference for you. Okay, so I'm done with that. I'm going to put this away. I'm going to trash this. Now, if you can use photo paper, the photo paper, or you can use, the brochure paper, or you can use the sticker paper for this. I'm using the sticker paper because all I have to do is peel and stick. So I'm going to start from the top. All right, so I'm just going to do the top. I'm going to do it halfway. All right, we're going to work on the top. So the first thing I've done is, I've kind of measured it how I want it to look. Now you can always just print it to the edges in Canva. And then I'm just going to go like this, okay? And that is it. You're done. See, that's why, look where it is in the center, right? One of the good things to do is not fold, but kind of put a little crease on the top and on the bottom of where your image begins and stops. So you're kind of just pinching. That kind of helps you, give you a visual cue. All right, so we can see this fits, and it does. All right, so what we are going to do is we're going to cut one of the sides. And I usually pick, if you notice in my designs, there's always one where there's like a little bit of an extra gap. See, this one, the image goes all the way to the end, and this one has a gap. So that is what we're going to start to cut off with the straight scissors, or if you have a paper trimmer, that would be even faster. I'm just going to go ahead and cut that. Now it's going to be a little bit larger than your potato chip. That's okay because we're going to use pinking shears for that. Okay, so if you're not using sticker paper, and for this I'm just going to treat it as if I do not have sticker paper. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put at the bottom, I'm going to put double-sided tape all along the bottom here. Obviously, I'm using sticker paper, so I don't have to do that, but I wanted to show you if you were using brochure paper, and that's really ideally the one you want to use because it's a lot easier to fold and to use the crimper with that. Okay, so I'm going to just remove this. You can also put hot glue, right? Okay, so here we go. And I'm going to put also hot, you could put hot glue here. So I'll just, like I said, I'm going to do a combination as well. So we can seal the top and the bottom. And I did it so it's very easy to line up. So there's like, the border is very easy. Okay. And then once that's done, then we're going to adhere the top. So be careful, hot glue is very, very hot. And I'm now going to put some at the top here. I'm just going to pinch, 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 pinch. Again, everything's hot, so be careful. And look how great that looks. Now you're going to say, oh, but look, that has all this. Don't worry. That's what this is for. Okay, that's what the pinking shears are for. So first we're going to take our crimper. Okay. Mine is, you'll probably have different color ones. You'll see there. Done. And we're going to do the same at the bottom. Shove it there. I just do one turn and that's good enough. And it has that little ruffle at the bottom. And I'm going to put this aside. We'll need it again for the fruit bars. I'm going to use my pinking shears. Okay. And I'm going to cut the bottom off. Now this looks like a real potato chip, right? Look how cool that looks. So that is it. Simple, easy peasy. And all you had to do is add a picture or the person's name and you're done, right? So we've got that done. Let's go on to the next one. This is Capri Sun. So it says it right on the side here. Okay. And again, I like using sticker paper. That's why it's good to look. And you see it's a small little piece there, so I was just going to cut that down. And I'm using glossy paper. I just think it looks really great. It looks like photo quality. And that's also what grabs your attention. Okay, so I've got one here. Now, instead of using Capri Sun, I decided to go a little bit healthier with this organic one. Normally, the Capri Suns, this piece is sticking to the back. So I am going to go ahead and remove it. Okay, and then if you have a glue dot or even a little bit of hot glue, you can put this to the front. Okay, so right now it's still a little sticky, so that's good. If not, I'll just put a little bit of tape. It's still sealed, so people can still use it. This is a little different because this has a bit of a curve, if you notice, but it'll still work. Look how great that looks. All right, so it does have a little bit of a dip here because it's not an actual Capri Sun, but it is a juice pouch. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do then, and again, I'm using sticker paper. So I'm going to, let me move this out of the way. I'm going to peel it. I'm going to peel the top off, just like I did with the potato chips. Okay, and we can see it's going to fit nicely like that. Okay, and then I'm going to just slowly peel that out and then right with the finger right down the middle. Okay, just put a finger right down the middle and then rock it with my hands. And it will automatically conform. This is why sticker paper is so awesome. And I love it. And guess what? If I make a mistake, there's a bubble or something like that, it's a little bit forgiving because of the material of that. So look how awesome that is. Doesn't that look fabulous? And everyone can turn around and see what it is, if it's organic or whatnot. And I know with people dietary restrictions, that's an important factor. Okay, so next we have the water bottle. Again, it's awesome. I always recommend it because there's so many variations of water bottle and different companies. Get a ruler, get a measuring tape. This says it's 2 inches. The mini ones, sometimes we get the mini one, especially if it's a kid's party, it's 1.5. So there is going to be a difference between the two. I used to, for the water bottles or the juice bottles, especially the water bottles, I used to like to put string of balloon and give every child a balloon. That was my my favorite part of this. Now your juice, your water, your chips, and your bag. All right, next up, we're going to do the Rice Krispies. This is about the same measurement of a Rice Krispies, maybe a little bit shorter, so this will be good to practice on. I'm going to use this top piece. You just want to make sure, again, you measure and then you print, okay? So because this is a little bit longer, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to put tape on this because this is not really Rice Krispie, but I just wanted to show you how it's done. So I'm just going to take the edges off. But when you do a Rice Krispie, I do suggest taking your little tabs and just folding it over so it can fit perfectly in here, okay? Obviously, I want to use trail mix at our kids' party in case there's some food allergies, but Rice Krispies tend to be okay for a lot of kids' parties, which is why I include it. I know for Halloween and kids' parties, I always think about different food allergies. Okay. If you're using brochure paper, you're definitely going to put the adhesive there. Let me cut this piece out. Okay. I'm going to cut this piece out. Alright, so I'm going to trash this. Okay. So we're going to put this part on top of this. Now for this one, you know, we're going to put the double-sided tape. I guess we can certainly, again, we're going to kind of pinch the edges here. Pinch the edges here. See how nice that looks? Looks pretty good. I'm going to leave it a little loose. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to use the hot glue just to kind of show you that you can use hot glue. And it will be perfectly fine. Just turn it over instead of burning my hands. Alright, and we're going to put hot glue in the edges here. Careful, it's very hot. I'll push this down. Once this is done, I can push this down in here securely. So I'm substituting my Rice Krispies. Rice Krispies are actually a lot shorter than this nut one, so just keep that in mind. If it looks like it's sticking out a lot, that's the issue. All right, so again, you can use the crimper on this. For me, I'm not going to do that because it's kind of short, so I'm just going to use my pinking shears at the edge. Put a little bit of hot glue there. Okay. Let me pinch this carefully. Okay. Getting a little bit more on this side. You know, if I don't have time for the crimper, at least get the pinking shears, okay? Because I know that thing is kind of bulky for my craft room. I'm like, where do I put it? It's so bulky, but these, I hide them because my scissors tend to disappear with my family. They use it for projects. They use it for everything. There we go. So that looks like nice and neat. There we go. So we have our treats done. All right, so that's done. The next now is for the Pringles, and these are for the mini Pringles. If you wanted to do the longer ones, again, you have to measure it. If you look, Pringles don't tend to last long in my home, so it's a perfect fit for the lid. So you can go ahead and cut this out. If you have an electronic die cutting machine like a Cricut or Silhouette, Brother Scan and Cut, then you can certainly send this file over and have it cut out, because this is just a circle. So see, my tweezers never fail me. All right, there we go. So I hand cut this. Has a big bubble. Again, because it's a sticker paper. Look how great that is. Look how great and easy peasy that is. I make a mistake, I can reposition it pretty easily. I love that. Found and talk at the same time. All right. Ah, just when I thought I had it. Okay. Okay, let me go like this, let me go like this, let me go like this. Alright, so we got the top done. Let's move on to the next piece, which is the side. Glue here. Alright, so let me move this aside. Think about what you can use as a cradle for this so it doesn't move around a lot. You can put this between your chips and bags so it doesn't roll as much. And we're going to pull the sides where it says glue here first. And I'm using sticker paper, but if you have brochure paper, you can just use your hot glue, or you can use your double-sided tape. And I usually like to do this in the back. Okay, so I have my Hershey bar. I printed this part out. Okay, I get to cut this part out now. And if I were, this is actually brochure paper. Yay, I finally got it. Sorry, I'm making a squeaking sound. This is going to go like that. So let me trim a little bit at the bottom here. Okay. Okay, so this is extra. This is extra. And so we pinched the sides, right? And this is going to glue like so. Okay, so there's a little bit of grass there. So I'm going to put this face down, making sure that my two pieces here, this is the bottom, right? You can see the little bit of white there. Okay, there we go. And here we have it.